Please be seated.
Ni hao, Aiglon.
Merhaba.
Penyangari bon, Chloe.
Meachihu, abkaseho?
Uminyesaf zo harasho.
¿Cómo usted se siente sobre este ser uno su último encuentro?
Tragik aber diese Gemeinschaft wird immer ein Teil uns ein sein.
Sí, Camilo. Io sono così entusiasta di vedere tutta la nostra meravigliosa famiglia di Aiglon riunita in un unico posto.
Nos gustaría darles la bienvenida a todos a la segunda reunión de Aiglon, una celebración de todo lo que aspiramos a hacer.
I know most of the time, sequels aren't as good as the first. However, this one is packed with surprises. The graduating class might be saddened to hear that this is our last gathering together. But in the immortal words of an outstanding Italian-American, Yogi Berra, it ain't over till it's over.
A sequel we've all seemed to enjoy was Spider-Man, which in a sense, if you like Spider-Man, you'll like this. As we're basing this gathering in a straightforward thing, with great power comes great responsibility. However, this time there won't be as much action nor violence like in Spider-Man, but it'll be good. You will see student speeches, live music, a senior ballet, and a drama performance, and we will all sing together.
We will also hear from an Aiglon alum who joins us here today. Gianni Valentin, a Belvedere student, was in the Aiglon class of 1955 and went on to work in business management, creation, and consultancy for more than 15 years, with innovation, technical or scientific, being a key element to all projects. In 2020, he founded Gaia First, an environmental NGO whose objective is to fight climate change and rewild the oceans by collecting the waste that accumulates in the Pacific Ocean and transforming it into green energy. The area of the ocean cleaned will boost CO2 absorption, equaling to the replanting of the whole Amazon forest. He's an inspiration of being responsible for the environment around us and our actions.
The gathering was introduced this year as an opportunity for our whole community to be together to celebrate our values, but to offer a chance for students to share performance, experiences, and ideas.
Our school is defined by many amazing things, but this gathering shows the importance of place and environment. Being here is important. Being here together is even more important for our shared experience of Aiglon.
We will learn incredible things in our lessons, but it's a memory of the mountains and the friendships we make when we are in the mountains that stay with us our whole lives.
So today is a chance to show and embrace who we are and who we would like to be. When the school was formed, the guiding principles were nurtured into our development. Through the balanced development of mind, body, and spirit, it has created a unique school and community. So please, challenge yourself to sing loudly.
Enjoy the diversity of the show.
Be responsible and respectful to your peers who performed today.
And reflect upon if next time you too can serve your community and join in the next gathering. Namaste.
Kapunka!
They're gonna clean up your looks with all the lies in the books to make a citizen out of you. Because they sleep with a gun and keep an eye on you, son, so they can't watch all the things you do. Because they sleep with a gun and even they're not methods of keeping you clean. They're gonna rip off your heads, your aspirations to shreds. Another cog in the murder machine. They said all teenagers scared the living hell out of me. They could care less as long as someone will be. Start docking your clothes, will strike your violent pose. Maybe they'll leave you alone, but not me. The boys and girls and the clique, the awful names that they stick. You're never gonna fit in much, kid. But if you're troubled and hurt, what you got under your shirt will make them pay for the things that they did. They said all teenagers scared the living hell out of me. They could care less as long as someone will bleed. So dodge in your clothes or strike a violent pose. Maybe they'll leave you alone, but not me. Oh yeah. as someone will bleed. So darken your clothes, or strike a violin pose. Maybe they'll leave you alone, but not me. All together now. Demon is scared, but let it get out of me. They could care less as long as someone will bleed. So darken your clothes, or strike a violin pose. Maybe they'll leave you alone, but not me. Maybe they'll leave you alone, but not me. Maybe they'll leave you alone, but not me.
A French-American Hong Kong expat, a Honduran Stanford acceptant, a Swedish girl, and a bass enthusiast as well as an economics teacher walk into a dive shop. That sounds like the introduction of a really bad joke, doesn't it? But of course, it's not. It's an actual experience I've had here at Aiglon. And during that experience, I had something that one of my friends, Victoria, in year 13, so eloquently named an Aiglon epiphany. An epiphany, for those of you who might not know, is a moment of sudden or great realization or revelation. Let me clarify. Picture this. You're 13 meters deep underwater, fully geared up. Your breathing is completely dependent on the 12-liter oxygen tank you're carrying on your back. You look down, and you see some of the most breathtaking nature on planet Earth, with lionfish, stingrays, dolphins, you name it. You look to your right, and there's Julian, who at this point you know for about a week, proudly doing backflips underwater. You look to your left, and there's one of our guardians, Alex, with two of your best friends of 2 years, Mia and Juliana, taking selfies underwater. And then it hits you. This is absolutely and unequivocally absurd. What on earth are you doing diving in Egypt with people you've known for barely 2 months? For those of you who haven't had this very particular experience, let me give you another example. It's Thursday afternoon. The sun is shining, some fresh snow fell last night. 30 minutes ago, you were reading Hamlet in your English class. But now you're 1,806 meters up, taking off towards the slopes. It may be your first time ever doing so, or it may just be a warm-up run before you hit the racing course or the snow park. Regardless, the red jackets with the golden text spread out over Brete. And then it hits you. This is absolutely and unequivocally absurd. What on earth are you doing skiing when you're supposed to be in math class for the rest of the day? You get the gist of it. An Aiglon epiphany is a moment where you zoom out of your situation and realize what a unique and irreplaceable experience you're having. These may be triggered by the smallest or largest of things. You could be hiking Machu Picchu, ice climbing up a waterfall, traveling to an MUN conference, heading back from a basketball tournament, listening to world-renowned scientists in a culture, having milk and cookies in La Casa, partying in the nightclub the school rented out for Halloween. The list goes on. Now, I've never had the blessing or the curse of being called up on stage in assembly, having to reflect on the value of our school's ethos, the guiding principles. But if I was asked about the most important pathway for me, I know for a fact that I'd have a difficult time deciding. At a school like this, we're provided with an abundance of opportunities, and I think this is important to reflect on as it is Responsibility Week. Just take the amount of activities listed on SOCs every term, and the variety of expeditions you can sign up for every single week. I, for example, went on an archery course in the middle of a snowstorm last winter term. That's kind of unique. We also have the opportunity for us as students to create our own projects and activities, as well as service trips to every single corner of the world. And these are just the obvious, more surface level, superficial opportunities. In life, we're faced with opportunities and, more importantly, choices every day. The opportunity to help someone, choosing to be kind, giving someone a compliment, standing up for someone when they're being treated unfairly, or just holding up the door for someone who's rushing to class. The opportunity to talk to someone if you're struggling. The opportunity to take some time for yourself. This, although applicable to Aiglon, extends far beyond our school, working towards taking responsibility for what you're given in life, and more importantly, what you do with it, is key to understanding yourself as a person and growing. I believe that the greatest responsibility we have here at Aiglon is to take those opportunities, or as I like to say, to lean into Aiglon. You might not want to do some of your compulsory expeditions, but I can guarantee you that if you lean into it, just like every single alumni has said ever, you'll have some really fun stories to tell, even if you didn't enjoy it at the time. You might get a roommate that you're not best friends with, but if you lean into it, you might find that person who you're still best friends with 50 years from now. You might not feel like helping someone carry their bags to their room on their first day here. But if you show them the ropes, if you lean into it, you might just make a new friend. So no matter your background or future, the responsibility of what your time will be here, it's on you. Why not make it as memorable and absolutely and unequivocally absurd as possible?
Once we had chocolate cake for tea, and later I went to bed. But while I was in bed, I found myself waking up, licking my lips, and smiling. I woke up proper.
The chocolate cake.
That was the first thing I thought of.
I could almost see it, so I thought, but if I go downstairs and have a little nibble, yeah?
It was all dark. Everyone was in bed, so it must have been really late. So I got out of bed, crept out of the door. There's always a creaky floorboard, isn't there? Past Mom and Dad's room. Careful not to tread on any bits of broken toys or bits of Legos. You know what's like treading on a bit of Lego with your bare feet? Ow!
Downstairs. Into the kitchen, open the cupboard, and there it is, all shiny. So I take it out of the cupboard, put it on the table, and I see that there are a few crumbs lying about on the plate. So I lick my finger and run it all over the crumbs, scooping them up and into my mouth. Nice! I lick again, and on the one side where it's been cut, it's all crumbly. So I take a knife, I think I'll just hide it out of the bit, cut off the crumbly bit, scoop them up and into my mouth. Nice! I look again at your cake. It looks a bit funny now.
One side doesn't match the other. I think I'll just even it up a bit.
Take a knife and slice! I'll slice this time. Into the mouth. Oh, the icing on top. And the icing in the middle.
But now I can't stop myself, and I got a great big chunk and I'm cramming it in. What a greedy pig, but it's so nice.
And there's another, and I'm stuffing myself with it. And before I know, I've eaten the lot. The whole lot. I look at the plate, it's all gone. Oh no, they're bound to notice, aren't they? A whole chocolate cake doesn't just disappear, does it? What shall I do?
I know, I wash the plate and the knife and put them back so no one will notice, huh?
So I do that, and creak, 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 back to bed. Lovely feeling in my bed.
The next morning. Morning, son.
Hi, Dad. Have you got the dinner ready?
Yeah.
And don't forget some chocolate cake with you.
What's the matter, boy?
Nothing. What's the matter? You let me jump that chocolate cake. What's that?
What?
What's that? There.
Where?
There.
I don't know.
She goes to the cupboard, looks up, top, middle, bottom, and turns back. It's gone. It's gone. You haven't eaten the chocolate cake, have you?
I don't know.
You don't know? You don't know if you eaten the whole chocolate cake or not. When? When did you eat it? So I told her. Sorry, Mom. I love chocolate cake.
Hello, everybody. There are so many of you. So I'm Gianni, and several years I was there where you are now, sitting today. It was Aiglon in the 90s, not in 55, just to point out. No jeans, no long hair, and no chewing gum. Coming back is a little bit like coming back to my family. A beautiful, evolving family, actually twice as big as it was back then. I remember I was looking at the teachers, talking at meditations, addressing their meaningful messages to me and my fellow students, just like you today, all half asleep. I thought that once high school was over, the hardest part was over, and that everything after that would be easy and automatic. That is what I thought. Once finished university, I jumped into the first best job opportunity and then to the next, growing, learning, and making money. I was working for money. And the hardest part was yet to come. When you work for money, it's just work. You can be good at it and you can afford to spend the money that you earn in great stuff that does your ego good. Cars, clothes, status symbols. And this may continue for some time, until the day you realize that this is all just a waste of time, your lifetime. This happened to me a few years ago when I decided to create an international NGO called Gaia First, as you've heard, aimed at cleaning the oceans in the most functional way, protecting marine life, all biodiversity, and regenerating the natural climate control force of the oceans. This change was the hardest part in my life. But now all I do has a meaning, gives me drives, and charges me with a unique energy. And I know that what I'm doing will have a direct impact on millions of people, and millions of lives, including my own. It certainly saved my life. And that makes work a passion. That makes waking up every day and go to work a pleasure, a positive mission. What was a waste of time, now is an exciting opportunity and a fantastic adventure. Dear fellow Aiglonians, choose something that means something to you, something greater than just an income to pay the bills. See greater than yourselves. See one ecosystem, see one earth. We are the turning point of humanity where all our actions and the way we create businesses, we consume, we develop things, has a direct impact on the environment with long-lasting consequences. It is a great opportunity for all to benefit from it and improve our presence in the planet. You have a great responsibility and also great advantage to change the rules and the systems that have shaped our businesses and society so far. Be innovative, be disruptive, and always put the interests of the planet first as a whole. Dear Aiglonians, leaders of tomorrow's, brothers and sisters of this fantastic family, I wish you a life full of success, and let today be the first day that your actions will improve the world. Thank you.
Good morning. With great power comes great responsibility. I'm guessing 4 out of 5 of you here would attribute this quote to Uncle Ben from Spider-Man. But the originality of this quote links back to Christian and Islamic parallels, the French Revolution, and Voltaire. But what is responsibility? What does it mean to you? I personally believe that responsibility is different or unique to everyone and could be subjective. It could be interpreted differently depending on a perspective. After all, perspective changes everything. The villain will always be the villain if the hero tells the story, quoted from Anonymous. Though you might not relate to a villain or a hero, it could be a reminder that everyone has the potential to impact the life and steer it in a different direction. No matter how small or insignificant your impact is on the world, it is still a change. And it might not be the whole world, but it could be someone's world that you have made an impact in, and you may not even realize the influence you have made in their world.
With great power comes great responsibility. You might think this means nothing to you. I don't have great power, so why should I care? But even as hard as this might be to fully grasp, you do have great power. You can change this world. This has been shown multiple times throughout history. For example, Malala Yousafzai was once a young activist based in Afghanistan that stood up for women's rights to education. She documented in her diary the abuse and exclusion she dealt with, later releasing her diary, forcing the media to investigate the many issues in the Afghani education system for women, which forced the Afghani government to give women the ability to pursue education. In 2006, Tarana Burke started the Me Too movement, which widespread the normality of speaking about sexual abuse, which helped convict many criminals. In 2018, a young girl by the name of Greta Thunberg stood in the middle of the streets of Sweden demanding school-wide climate strikes. Yes, some of these are extreme examples, but one thing they all have in common is one person starting a bigger change. You don't need to start a big change, but you need to help your community. For example, if each and every one of you had a positive impact on 10 people, and they then had a positive influence on a further 10 people, and so on. In about 4 generations, these actions would have spread positivity to about 70 million people, or in other words, England's population. Positive impacts do not have to start huge. They could be as small as helping a friend with prep, or just having a positive attitude. This is the great power each of one of you holds that can change the world and help our community.
Winston Churchill said, "Where there is great power, there is great responsibility. Where there is less power, there is less responsibility. And where there is no power, there can, I think, be no responsibility." But what is power? To me, our actions or speech holds power. Take a few successful protests, for example. Black Lives Matter, the Berlin Wall protests, and Gandhi's Salt March. But look at it from a much smaller scale. What power do you alone hold? It might depend on who you are. If you were a judge, prosecutor, policeman, or woman, you'd hold great power and be responsible for enacting the law. Or if you were a teacher, I guess we could say that you would have power over what your students learn, and with that comes the responsibility to teach and guide. Perhaps you could be a leader of some sort, but you don't have to be a leader or someone of significance. As Ralph Waldo Emerson said, speech is power. Speech is to persuade, to convert, to compel. You may or may not know the weight that your words carry, because sometimes it could affect someone in a negative way. Unintended or not, you could be responsible for the way they feel. So in a way, you do hold power, and hence bear responsibility.
We would like to end this speech by reiterating the fact that responsibility might be subjective and differs from person to person. But you are responsible for many different things, including the people around you, the environment you live in, and the future you make for yourself as a global citizen. You have the power to impact all the factors we aforementioned and make them become what you want. So we hope you go out and do something kind, make someone smile, and help a friend when they're feeling down. Remember, you don't need superpowers to be a superhero.
Tu es responsable de ce que tu as apprivoisé. Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire, apprivoiser ? Demanda le petit prince. Ça signifie créer des liens, répondit le renard. Que faut-il faire ? Dit le petit prince. Il faut être très patient, répondit le renard. Bien sûr, tu n'es encore pour moi qu'un petit garçon, semblable à 100 000 autres petits garçons. Et je n'ai pas besoin de toi, et tu n'as pas besoin de moi non plus. Je ne suis que pour toi qu'un renard semblable à 100 000 autres renards. Mais si tu m'apprivoises, nous aurons besoin l'un de l'autre. Tu seras pour moi unique au monde, et je serai pour toi unique au monde. Je commence à comprendre, dit le petit prince. Ce n'était qu'un renard, semblable à 100 000 autres renards. Mais j'en ai fait mon ami, et il est maintenant unique au monde. Il y a une fleur, je crois qu'elle m'a apprivoisée. C'est le temps que tu as perdu pour ta rose qui fait que ta rose est si importante. L'important, ce n'est pas d'être grand ou fort, mais d'être à la hauteur. You are responsible of what you have tamed. What does it mean to tame? Asked the little prince. It means to establish ties, said the fox. What must I do to tame you? Asked the little prince. You must be very patient, replied the fox. To me, you are still nothing more than a little boy, just like 100,000 other little boys. And I have no need of you, and you have no need of me. To me, to you, I am still nothing more than a fox, just like 100,000 other foxes. But if you tame me, then we shall need each other. To me, you will be unique in the entire world, and to you, I shall be unique in the entire world. I'm beginning to understand, said the fox. He was just a little boy, like 100,000 other little boys. But I have made him my friend, and he's now unique in the entire world. There is a flower. I think she has tamed me, said the boy. It's the time you have wasted for your rose that makes your rose so special, replied the fox. The most important thing is not growing up, but always holding your head up high. Thank you.
Okay, good morning, everyone. We are here to do a short drama piece called My Perfect Life in Photos.
So for this dramatic piece, we are going to be choosing a token male from the audience.
Yes, we are. Okay, let's see. No. Camilo! Let's go, Camilo! Let's give a round of applause for Camilo.
Great choice, great choice.
Now, I'll keep this simple as your boy. Here's what you have to do. Stand here, look that way, and when you hear this noise, smile and pose. Let's have a practice, shall we? Wow, you're a natural at this.
The first day at work.
Oh.
Oh.
Hey.
Hey.
The proposal. Marry me.
I will.
Could you just put this on for me? Thank you. Good luck on the big day.
Bum, ba-dum. Bum, bum, ba-dum.
Do you, Camilo, take...
He does!
So, how are you feeling? Gonna take this off you now. Congratulations, by the way.
We're expected! Beautiful baby! Oh my god, isn't she just so perfect? Mama! Dada!
The new family.
Oh my god, you're growing up so fast, baby girl!
The first day at school.
I'm scared. You got this, okay? You got this. We love you. Stay in school, kids. God, are we so proud of her? Yes. She's amazing, isn't she?
The graduation
She's graduating.
to Olga Baltovich.
Thank you so much. My IB diploma.
Oh, Mommy.
So proud. Even though you didn't get prefect, we love you.
The first day at work.
Oh, no boy. Okay.
New beginnings.
I don't think we could be mistaken for the theme of today being responsibility. We've heard the quote, "With great power comes great responsibility," from many of the people that have stood up here. And Jennifer and Gustav made the point that responsibility is subjective. Responsibility to me means privilege. When you take responsibility for something, you have the privilege of being able to try and affect change. Many people stood up here and took responsibilities for themselves. They have the privilege that that will change them. Our great alumni speaker talked about the responsibility we all have of changing the world. That is a privilege we have. It is a responsibility, but it's a privilege. It's a privilege we all have. The drama group took responsibility for themselves. Great performances from the Year 6s and also from the Year 12 students with Camilo. It was a responsibility to stand up here and give a performance that made us smile, a performance that entertained us. It was also a privilege. I urge you to take the responsibility to change things, but also understand that while this can create a burden, we should enjoy this. It is a privilege that we have the opportunity. There are times when I, like others, may feel the responsibility of a position to be quite a burden. Actually, I need to reframe that. It is a privilege to be able to be head of school. It is a privilege to be able to hear guest speakers come back and embrace Aiglon. It is a privilege to be able to watch performers from the youngest to the oldest. It's even a privilege to be able to hear your great singing. Alpina, Belvedere, you've got some work to do there. But it was still a privilege. And I thank all of you, and I thank staff, and I thank students for embracing that privilege and responsibility to make changes for yourself, for others, and make the world and Aiglon a better place. We finish with a blessing, but I just wanted to say my closing words as a thank you. Thank you to staff for taking responsibility for your lessons, for the school restaurant, for cleaning up houses, for whatever your position is. Thank you to students for taking responsibility for yourselves and for others, for entertaining us, for being here. And thank you to the community. I would have loved to have been able to show you a video of some of our students taking responsibility for the elderly lunch this week. I hope it was also a privilege. I was unable to see those boys dancing with the elderly of our community. But again, this is a responsibility, but it also is also a privilege. Enjoy the privilege.
May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. May the rain fall warm upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand.